different programming languages and softwares, tools which are required in data science. Hi, I'm M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. What are we going to learn in this video? We are going to see what are the different programming languages and softwares, including the tools which are required in data science. We are going to understand what is the use of those programming languages and how is this going to be helpful for us in the data science part. So before directly jumping into the topic, let me explain you something about the myths that's happening in between the people, among the people. Okay, so many people, when we talk about the technical part of any programming languages, or if you talk to any of the IT sector guy, or if you talk to any of your relatives, cousins, brothers, sisters, parental people and maternal people, to whomever, if you try to ask them if they are into IT, they suggest you to learn this language to get this job, they suggest you to learn this tool to get this job, and so on. But many of you, when we hear the word called data science, people get afraid that data science is something which is very huge. It is in demand, obviously it is in demand, but to learn this data science we need to have all the softwares, we need to learn all the technologies, we need to learn all the programming skills. Many people are afraid of it. So in this video I am going to make you very clear that which are the common programming languages which will be there in every data part. If I talk about the data architect, data science, data engineer, and if I talk about BI tools or BI analyst and all, so what are the different softwares, what are the different tools, what are the different programming languages which will be helpful, which will be used to make you as a data scientist, and that all let us going to learn here. So if I talk to you about the very interesting programming languages, if I talk about the most commonly used programming languages in the data science part are R and Python. These two are very important. R scripting and Python, these two are very much important and these are very common. If you take about a data architect, if you talk about a data engineer, if you talk about a data scientist, R scripting and the Python language, these two programming language are required for sure. So why these two are most common and why it is used, that I'm going to discuss it with you. If I talk about this one, these are the major programming languages which will cover up majority of the part when we are working on a project. And the another thing is that R and Python, these two can manipulate the data. Including the manipulation, it is also helpful in integration with the multiple data and data science platforms. Okay, so there are multiple data or the data source that we might receive it from the client or customer. It is helpful for us for the major integration part as well. And if I talk to you about the another very important point about this R and Python is that these are highly adaptable. These are adaptable to any kind of tools. These are adaptable to any kind of softwares and technologies. And it is also helpful to give some required solutions for the business and the data related problems that we are facing it when we are working on a real-time projects. So these two are very important. These two are majorly used. Now you might have a question. So I have listened that we need to have the knowledge on Java also. We need to have a knowledge on JavaScript also. We need to have a knowledge on SQL also, and all those things that many people ask us very frequently. But I'll make you very clear here. So when I'm talking about a SQL, R and Python are highly indifferent with the SQL because it is a relational database management. So for a database management part, SQL Server is the best platform that we can go with it, where we use SQL Server Management Studio to do the SQL queries and all. That is purely a relational database management system. So now another important, very important technology that you need to know is about MATLAB. If you do not know about MATLAB, I'll explain you what exactly is MATLAB. But if the people who already knows MATLAB, then you might get afraid that MATLAB is, to be frank, MATLAB is a bit interesting and it is a bit difficult to understand. But yeah, it is not impossible. It is possible to learn. It is easy also if you know the tactics, how to use this MATLAB. Okay, MATLAB, do you think that only software people uses that? No, MATLAB is used for the mechanical part also. For example, analyzation. Okay, when we design some engine, or when we design some part of any manufacturing thing, then we go with the MATLAB part for analysis and so on. So MATLAB is also used in the mechanical sector as well. So when I'm talking about a MATLAB, it is used for developing algorithms in data science. MATLAB, R and Python, these three plays very important roles. So it is used for developing algorithms, and it performs multiple numeric and matrix computations, and it is suitable for working with mathematical functions. So most probably for the matrix solvation part, we use this MATLAB, and where purely it involves the mathematical functions in it. And one disadvantage about the MATLAB is that it is paid. We need to use this MATLAB by paying some money. So that's where MATLAB is a little bit less in the organizations, because we need to pay some huge amount in order to use this MATLAB. So that's where many people just use this MATLAB only for the specific cause or reason in the organization, depending upon the project. But majority of the people, they do not prefer MATLAB because of its price and all. And if you are using MATLAB, then yes, you are doing an excellent and fantastic job to solve the problems depending upon the data, or if you're working on a data science projects and so on. And one interesting thing, if we talk about a data science, is we need to know the knowledge of machine learning. We all know what exactly machine learning is, right? Machine learning, this is playing a very important role nowadays. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, data science, data analyst. So these are booming in the market. So that's where I'm telling you machine learning. When I talk about machine learning, in order to know, or in order to have a knowledge on machine learning, we need to have a knowledge on R, we need to have a knowledge on Python, we need to have a knowledge on C, we need to have a knowledge on C++, we need to have a knowledge on JavaScript, we should have a knowledge on Scala, we need to have a knowledge on Java, we should have a knowledge on MATLAB. The combination of all these three, okay, softwares or programming languages, if you consider, then we call it as a machine learning. And including this machine learning with all these programming languages for the possible application, that's where our software comes into the picture. That's where our software comes into the picture. When I'm talking about a software or the application software and all, the combination of all these programming languages, we will use it as a software, okay, to develop some software applications and so on. So that's where software comes into the picture. Now you might have a question, sir, we have discussed about the programming languages, what are the different programming languages we use and all, and okay, you are telling about a software. Can you please tell us what are the different tools and softwares that are used for business intelligence, also for data engineer, also for data scientist also? So the combination of all, let me explain it to you here. So I'll talk about the IBM SPSS, which is very important, and we all know that in every organization we are using Excel as a tool in order to have the understanding about the data, or data engineer or data scientist, whoever you are, you will obviously work on this Excel sheet. And MongoDB, the biggest database platform, MongoDB, that also we are going to use it. And Hadoop is a collection of programming, right? And the collection of programming as a software, we use it as a Hadoop. When I'm talking about a Hadoop, again, it is relating it with the big data. So when you are learning big data, yes, Hadoop is also a part of it, which will make you very easy, and which will be very much helpful for you to work on a data science projects. And if I talk to you about the after you complete a project in a data analytics part and all, and data science and part, and you should have, or you will have part of BI involved in it, business intelligence involved in it. So to work on that business intelligence, what are the different tools are required? Yeah, we with a very popular Microsoft tool, which is Power BI. We need to have Tableau, we need to have SAS, and when I'm talking about another one, which is Click, which is trending in the market nowadays. So after all these, for the predictive analysis, we have eViews, which is used for economic time series model, and we have Stata, STATA. We have Stata, which is helpful for the statistical and econometric research. So to perform the predictive analysis, this eViews and Stata, these two are very much helpful. And obviously Microsoft Azure, a cloud computing platform to store the data or to do any sort of analyzation with the data also. We go with the Microsoft Azure, where we have the data flows involved in it and all. So my dear viewers, so in order to become a data scientist, you don't need to learn all the things mug up into one and you need to just be a dump of all those languages in your mind and so on. No, please be very clear that you should have a knowledge on R. You need to have a knowledge on Python. MATLAB will be very much helpful. And if I talk to you about the BI, in the BI tool Power BI, and obviously one database which is SQL, which is very much helpful. If you are good in these five, then I am sure you are ready to work on the data science projects. But if you want to work more deeper and in depth, you need to have a knowledge on this Java, JavaScript, C++, and Hadoop. So this will added skill or value to your works that you are doing as a project in the companies. So these are the different programming languages, softwares and tools that are required in a data science. So thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.